Tabela Dumelang, this is your spiritual life coach and global auntie Makoko. Today is the 27th of August, 2026. And tomorrow is the full moon and an eclipse, a lunar eclipse that will be in Pisces tomorrow. We are also just full in Leo. So let's talk a bit about the Leo season. This current Leo season, this year's Leo season for me personally has been about not being afraid to show parts of yourself, not being afraid to be the to show the self that rattles everyone, that keeps people uncomfortable, that brings discomfort to people who've been comfortable in your light being dimmed. Personally, that's what's been going on for me, and I'm sure for others as well out there. Maybe because of my being the sister sign, which is the opposite of Leo, being Aquarius. Maybe that's why it hit me differently this time. But this current Leo season has been very interesting for me, and actually, it has given me from the new moon, the Leo new moon. It has brought and shined a light, or is it shined? Is shine the opposite of shine? Sekgowa, anyways. And it shined or put light, it illuminated, just like the moon. It illuminated the characters around me, the characters that I've been surrounded by. And like I've said before, I don't give a fuck about anyone else besides the immediate fam, which is why I will keep repeating this. I have come to realize how much family is a scam, to a point where how much some family affiliations or attachments to blood bring us the delays in our lives. That attachment. So detachment is not something that we only need to practice with people that we get intimate with, or the friends we make. Detachment is something that is needed for your own self-development, especially starting with family. Okay, so now we are going to be in the eclipse, and it was at its peak. Was it 1:15? But it's between today and tomorrow. So what I do, I balance things out. So if in the northern hemisphere, it'll be the day before, then I pay attention to that time and day. And then in the southern hemisphere where we're at, I also give my attention and reverence to balance myself out like that, because I am many and I am in different places at the same time. I don't deny that. So this is how I bring balance to myself. Okay, so this morning, so it was at its peak at 12 minutes past 6, meaning even tomorrow in our hemisphere it will be around the same time, I think. But either way, so I was outside. I took some time out because a bird was making a noise, and I realized after, like, oh, this bird was actually getting me outside. And then I realized after capturing the video, which I'll share maybe here, that, oh, this was around the times that the eclipse was at its peak. So an eclipse is when the earth is between the sun and the moon. So meaning we getting the shadow, right, of the earth. So even this morning, it was so dark. Usually you'd be able to see the moon around these times, but you're not seeing it, and it was so bright from last night. And the past few days, for the past few days, I've been feeling exhausted, drained. I didn't understand, and then I had to come to understand. Oh, it's the full moon, and I also had to understand the eclipse effects. I also had to understand the effects of the Leo season upon myself, upon my well-being, upon my own self-identification, because Leo is about our ego, right? how we brand ourselves, the persona we put out there. And my persona has been very questionable to myself. My persona right now is a persona that doesn't give a fuck, and it's just like, okay, universe, do as you please with me. Okay. Okay, so let's just look at the notes, and I just want to touch on the what we need to focus on with this current eclipse and full moon. So this full moon is about, this full moon and eclipse is about us releasing feelings that we usually hide. So just because the moon is hidden doesn't mean it's not there. And the moon is water, right? Femininity, emotion, um, um, inner being, right? Inner self. And because we exist in our sun selves, in our ego selves, what people see all the time, every time, which is the flesh, then we can easily on a day-to-day neglect the spirit side of ourselves, or we could also say this, the emotional side, parts of ourselves that are hidden. And these are our emotions, our thoughts, and our spirituality. Not anyone can just see what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and your spiritual identity or character. We can feel it, your aura. Some people can see it, but it's not um visible for the world to see that easily. Okay, so just because they don't see it does not mean it does not exist. And those things that people have not been seeing about yourself, the emotions, the thoughts, the spiritual being about yourself, that the people around you, that you yourself have not been giving attention to, but you've known is there. You've known is there. Just because people don't see it did not mean it does not exist. So these parts of self are the parts of self that we need to entertain enough to allow to come out. And then whatever happens thereafter, it is beyond your control. What happens after, I mean, how the rest of the persona audience reacts, it's none of your business. Don't make it your business. Your only business right now is you feeling the feelings and letting the feelings do what it's supposed to do, which is express themselves. So our feelings can express themselves in how we communicate and how we act. All right, so how we communicate also um is part of the persona, the ego, the sun self that we are putting out there. Okay, let me look at the quick notes. So this is a time to be self-trusting, all right? To listen to your own voice. Um, and because the lunar eclipse is in Pisces, Pisces is all about water, right? And also Pisces is afterlife. So it's about you having done everything you can to having experiencing yourself as per all the star signs, and then reaching a point of seeing, okay, what is all this about? What was it all for? And then we realize that a lot of the stuff that we're paying attention to in our ego selves, in our flesh selves, really does not matter in the big scheme of things. A lot of the stuff that we are collecting, for example, a lot of the people that we feel we need just to sustain certain emotions of self validity and worth, they really don't matter. What matters is how you feel, how you think, how you act, how you carry yourself. All right. So it's not a time to be putting logic to how you're feeling, because logic can actually bring stagnation to some movement, because you can bring yourself to overthinking, and a lot of the overthinking is us thinking of how we look and us thinking of how it might end. So we are afraid of failure because we, in day-to-day basis, apply our self of sense to how people see us. Okay, so the chaos, like what I said, magunyiwe, with people seeing who you really are, seeing your true feelings. So because we are in Pisces, as per the lunar eclipse, is a very good time to be drinking your water. Drink your water. So I put some rosemary, some thyme, and hibiscus, because it's a blood moon too. So I'm cleansing my blood. And also, it's not a time for you to be doing any type of hectic rituals right now. Just sit, relax, and let the sky, let the cosmos, let everything else, the stars, the planets, everything do what it's supposed to do. You just chill and feel the effects of it emotionally. Then after feeling the effects of the emotions, do something about it. Antima Coco out.